This video shows how to set the dip switches for a Logix 3200 positioner.
Start by validating the dip switches are set correctly per your valve configuration. Keep in mind that the dip switch settings tell the positioner to match the valve's mechanical configuration. For example, changing the air action dip switch does not change whether the valve is air to open or air to close. To change this, the physical configuration of the valve spring and tubing must be changed. Keeping this in mind, the first dip switch is called air action, which will tell the positioner whether your valve is air to open or air to close. For this example, the valve is set air to open with the white dip switch set to the left. The second dip switch is signal at closed. This is used to tell the positioner what signal level drives the valve closed. In the case of an air to open valve, this switch is typically moved to the left to set the signal to 4 milliamps when closed. Refer to your individual requirements before setting this switch. The third dip switch is called positioner characterization. There are two choices, linear and optional. Linear is the standard setting for most control valves. If you enable the optional setting by moving the dip switch to the right, it will enable the next dip switch below. The fourth dip switch, outlined in white, is the optional positioner characterization. This switch is only active when the previous dip switch is set to optional. It allows you to set your valve characteristics to either equal percent or custom as the setting is specified. Note, it is rare that equal percent positioner characterization is needed. This is almost always in the valve trim configuration. Custom is an advanced setting and must be configured using the valve site software. The fifth dip switch is called auto tune. This switch controls whether the positioner automatically tunes itself to the actuator and valve configuration, or uses preset tuning parameters. The auto tune on setting is highly recommended. The sixth dip switch is spare. This dip switch is used to enable custom features. This is only applicable when a custom option has been requested from the factory. The seventh dip switch is called valve stability. Set the dip switch according to whether your packing is high friction, such as graph oil and braided packing, or low friction, such as most Teflon packing. The eighth dip switch is the quick calibration enable switch. Auto is the standard setting and will enable normal quick calibration. Jog is a manual setting used to set the open position for valves that overstroke. For example, this will allow you to use the two yellow buttons to manually adjust the valve to a certain point, such as 80% stroke as full open. After the dip switches have been set, a quick cal must be performed.
Refer to the video titled Logix 3200 Positioner Calibration.